Sitting around your dining room table playing your favorite ttrpg with a bunch of friends. What could possibly be better? And the game is made even better with accessories. Now, your miniatures get a lot of love. We talk about them all the time. But what else is important to have at your table? Here are some of my favorites. Something I think is great to have at the table are initiative trackers. I really like these. They can be as simple as a clothespin with a sticky note stuck to one of them with your players' names and the initiative that they're in, all the way up to some really customizable, beautiful 3D printed initiative trackers. And they usually clip along the top of your GM board, and they can be made to fit the style and theme and genre of whatever game that you're playing. I love this as an accessory because it feels really cool and it's meta, not immersive, but I like that you can get these made so that they match the game that you're playing. And it's a huge help for me when I'm running a game to keep track of initiative, but also as a player to be able to glance up and see who's up now and when am I going to need to be ready. So initiative trackers, check them out. Something that we've talked about a lot on this channel and even showed you how to make one are dice boards, right? I love having a good dice tray at the table. It can be something that I get special for a campaign. It's something that either reflects me as the player or can be reflective of the character that I'm choosing to play. It's a nice, easy spot for me to throw all of my dice. It makes it not quite so loud and annoying, maybe if there's other people in the house that aren't playing, than just rolling on a regular tabletop. And if you were like me and Dawn when we were playing in our tiny apartment and didn't have a kitchen or dining room table, just sitting in our living room playing, the dice board in your lap was the only place for me to be able to roll my dice. So there you go. Check them out. A dice box to throw your dice. I really think it's cool whenever someone has health potion dice containers. It's awesome. Now, I'm not talking about dice as an accessory in this video. That could be a whole video on itself. But I really like the accessories that have the number of dice that are used for that size of a health potion. Now, this one certainly is pretty popular with D&D, but I have seen them for a number of other systems, and you can craft them yourself as well. I like them because it's a nice physical reminder at the table that, yeah, I do have health potions that are there, and I think it looks cool and sounds neat to shake the little glass or plastic vial and then set it on the table and count the dice face that are showing. Now, if you're running a game or in a game where health potions are readily available, it might start getting pricey to have a 1-to-1 ratio of the bottles to how many potions your character has. But in general, I think that they're just really neat. A big thank you to all of our patrons, but especially to Nick. Being a patron of ours is one of the best ways to help us continue to make our videos directly. So check out our Patreon and the perks of being a patron. Terrain is an awesome accessory to have at your table, but it can get pretty expensive and it can take up a lot of room, which is why I really like flat terrain. I think that it's a really economic choice. There are some really great looking flat pack terrains that are out there, and I like how they look just laying on a dry erase grid board, which really could be one of its very own accessories to have at the table. So there you go. This one's a twofer. I really like the flat terrain. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It is pretty cheap, right? It's affordable of an option. And in general, I like how they look. There's something that can be really cool about having a lot of intricately made terrain all over your table. But also, I don't know, the flat terrain just feels a little bit more nostalgic and throwback and, I don't know, more pure. That might be a weird way of thinking about it, and I'm sure someone might not like it, and they'll tell me in the comments. But the flat pack terrain, I think, is really neat. So if you haven't checked it out, pick up a couple of packs. The last accessory that I'll talk about are condition rings. I think that these are really cool. They're pretty simple to 3D print yourself if you have a 3D printer, and there are a number of companies out there that sell them. I just think it's a neat thing to throw onto your minis so that it's easier to keep track of who's slowed or poisoned, who's invisible, who has fatigue, or whatever it might be. And then you just pop them off again. These can be really, really low tech. I mean, saving the rings from soda bottles and milk bottles is one way to go. But the cool customized worded ones that you get 3D printed, I think are pretty neat. What accessories do you like to have while you're at the table? There are some necessities, sure, that you have to have. A set of dice, pen, paper, and your imagination. So beyond that, and other than your favorite minis company, we talk about minis plenty. Outside of minis, what are some of your favorite accessories to have with friends around the table? All right, folks, until next time, I'm Ryan, and this is Roll for Initiative. Bye. Oh, for your thumbnail, you can have a mini up here floating around, and I can be like, do the like, wait, what's the Drake? Yeah, that's it. So I'll be like, and then you can have other cool stuff. And I'll be like, yeah, that's a meme that was popular years ago.